If there's a single dish that epitomizes humanity's tendency to drive other animals to extinction, it's the ortolan bunting. Traditionally consumed whole, in one swift bite, this petite songbird, revered since Roman times, is often devoured with one's head concealed under a napkin. Perhaps to shield one's shame from a higher power. Although, soaked in armagnac and deep-fried, this delicacy also happens to be quite messy. In France, despite the prohibition of ortolan hunting since 1999, an estimated 30,000 birds are still ensnared annually, fetching up to €150 (130 pounds) each, as per the RSPB. Despite conservation attempts, ortolan populations plummeted by 84% between 1980 and 2012. Surprisingly, the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, classifies the ortolan as a species of least concern. However, according to Professor David Macdonald of the University of Oxford, who reported in 2016, our culinary practices jeopardize the existence of 301 land mammal species alone. In light of Macdonald's study, guidance from the Marine Conservation Society, MCS, the IUCN's Red List of Endangered Species, and the Zoological Society of London's ZSL, Edge of Existence Conservation Program, here are 10 creatures facing the greatest risk. Chinese giant salamander. Once widely distributed across central, southwestern, and southern China, the planet's largest amphibian has experienced an 80% decline in its natural population since 1960, as highlighted by ZSL's Olivia Cushman. Despite receiving the highest level of protection under the site's Appendix I listing, these salamanders reportedly command prices exceeding $1,500, £1,150 each on the black market. In this illicit trade, they are highly sought after not only as a delicacy but also for their perceived medicinal properties. A shocking incident reported by the Washington Post in 2015 revealed undercover reporters discovering 14 police officers indulging in a salamander feast at a seafood restaurant in Shenzhen. Beluga sturgeon. These ancient, colossal fish, capable of weighing up to 1.5 tons, once inhabited regions stretching from central Russia to Italy and northern Iran. However, rampant overfishing, driven by the demand for their flesh and caviar, coupled with the adverse impact of modern river infrastructure on their migratory spawning patterns, has severely limited their range. Currently, they are confined to just 2 rivers, the Ural and the Danube, and the associated basins, namely the Caspian and the Black Sea. According to Jean-Luc Solant of MCS, this is a species that could undoubtedly face extinction within a single generation. The allure of fetching thousands of pounds per kilo for beluga caviar continues to drive overexploitation, a predicament not exclusive to the beluga sturgeon. Of the 27 sturgeon species, the IUCN designates 15 others as critically endangered. Pangalin. Since 2000, it is estimated that over 1 million pangolins, recognized as the world's most trafficked wild mammals, have been hunted for their meat, blood, and scales, widely used in traditional Chinese medicine. The applause that echoed through the CITES convention when all 8 pangolin species received an Appendix I listing in 2016 reflected the acknowledgement of the urgent need for protection. However, as highlighted by Dan Chilender from Oxford University, disconcerting seizures persist. 8.3 tons of scales, equivalent to 13,800 pangolins, were confiscated in Hong Kong in January, originating from Nigeria and bound for Vietnam, followed by a haul of 30 tons of live and frozen animals and body parts in Malaysia in February. As the Asian pangolin species, especially the Sunda and Chinese varieties, are no longer commercially viable due to their dwindling numbers, the vacuum in local demand is being filled by transcontinental trade. Described by Paul de Ornelas, the chief wildlife advisor at WWF UK, as one continent hoovering up wildlife from another, this alarming trend persists. Angelshark. According to the MCS, this species is just one step away from extinction in its natural habitat. Its range, which once extended from Norway and Ireland to Morocco and the Black Sea until the mid-20th century, has now diminished by 80%, with the North Sea officially declaring it extinct. This bottom-dwelling, sedentary fish faces its most significant threat from trawling activities targeting other species, where it becomes an unintentional bycatch. Yangtze giant softshell turtle, also known as the red river turtle. Once prevalent in Vietnam and China, this species has dwindled to a mere 4 known individuals, primarily due to the local demand for its meat and eggs. With 2 males residing in different Vietnamese lakes and the remaining pair participating in an as yet unsuccessful Chinese captive breeding program, where the male is reported to have a damaged penis, according to The New Yorker, Cushman suggests that it would be exceptionally surprising if the species manages to survive. The plight of this freshwater turtle serves as a poignant reminder of the broader challenges faced by turtle populations globally, positioning them as the second most threatened major vertebrate group after primates. Eastern lowland gorilla, also known as Grauer's gorilla. Inhabiting the mountains of the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, this gorilla faces heightened vulnerability to poaching for bushmeat, particularly in the vicinity of illegal mining camps. While the mountain gorilla, another subspecies of the eastern gorilla, is witnessing a growth in numbers and stands as the sole great ape with such a positive trend, the eastern lowland gorilla is experiencing a steady decline. Due to the challenges posed by violence in the region, precise population accounting is rendered impossible. Nonetheless, estimates from the Edge of Existence list indicate a staggering 77% reduction in its population within a single generation, leaving approximately 3,800 individuals remaining. European eel. These enigmatic fish undertake a migration from the Atlantic, believed to originate in the Sargasso Sea, to transition between fresh and coastal waters for growth before returning to the ocean for breeding. Despite limited understanding of this intricate process, both juvenile, glass, and mature, silver or yellow, eels have been persistently overfished, resulting in a drastic reduction in yields by half since the 1960s. The European eels confront numerous threats beyond excessive exploitation, leading the MCS to advocate for refraining from consuming European eel at any stage in its life cycle. Red colobus. Christoph Schwitzer of the Bristol Zoological Society highlights this group of monkey species, numbering 18, as a poignant example of large-bodied primates facing the threat of extinction due to their appeal as a family meal. These monkeys are distributed across sub-Saharan Africa, and the combination of habitat degradation and improved road access has led to the commercialization of bush meat hunting, resulting in severe consequences. One species, Miss Waldron's red colobus, is already feared to be extinct, as it has not been sighted in the wild since 1978. Meanwhile, the most recently discovered species, the Niger Delta red colobus, is on a trajectory toward disappearance within the next 5 years. Indri, also known as babakodo. Madagascar's lemurs, with the Indri being the largest and known for its distinctive singing, represent the world's most endangered primate group. Of the island's 111 known species and subspecies, 105 face the looming threat of extinction. While habitat degradation from slash-and-burn agriculture has been a long-standing issue, the past 15 years have witnessed a concerning surge in subsistence hunting and commercial poaching for local restaurants, as noted by Schwitzer. This newfound threat is intricately linked to Madagascar's political and economic crisis, with the harsh reality being that people are facing starvation. Seola. Despite their antelope-like appearance, these sizable mammals inhabit the forests of the Annamite Mountains, situated along the Laos-Vietnam border, and are more closely related to wild cattle and buffaloes. The existence of Seolas only came to the attention of Western science in the early 1990s when horns were discovered in the homes of Vietnamese hunters. Presently, limited information is available about them, including their population size. The Edge of Existence list suggests there could be as few as 30 Seolas left. According to De Ornelas, the Seola is intertwined with the concern of empty forest syndrome, a significant issue in this Southeast Asian region where nearly all large animals have been hunted to depletion for sustenance. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the delicate ecosystems and diverse wildlife facing the threat of extinction. It's crucial that we raise awareness about the challenges these species encounter and work towards sustainable solutions to protect our planet's biodiversity. If you found this information enlightening, please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing this video to spread awareness. Together, we can make a difference in preserving the wonders of our natural world. Stay tuned for more insightful content, and let's continue the conversation about conservation and the importance of safeguarding our fellow inhabitants on Earth.